Well, I was driving around in my my free Buick yesterday, the 98 Park Avenue, and I noticed the check engine light came on as I was driving it. Drove it a little farther than I normally do, and the light came on, so I figured I'd go ahead and check it out. So I got my little scanner there. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in down below here. I don't know if you can see that too well, but up under the dash, I'm having a hard time seeing it. Yep, backwards. Oh, I'll find it. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn the key on, turn down my radio, and go ahead and see what this scanner says. It's just a cheap little scanner. I've already gone ahead and done this. I know what the codes are, but I'm going to go ahead and erase them. So it says I've got 3 codes: P0404 and P1404 and a P1404 pending. That's what that little symbol over there means. So I'm going to go ahead and erase these. But what they are is EGR codes. I don't know what's up with it. I can't remember what the exact words of those codes were, but I think I got the light off. Let's fire it up and find out. Yeah, no more light. Yep, all gone. But yeah, they're just EGR codes, and I'm not going to mess with them now, because in the future, when I get a few dollars, I'm going to go ahead and replace the upper and lower intake gaskets. And while I'm in there, I'll probably clean out the throttle body and the EGR and everything. And you know, if it goes away, it goes away. If it doesn't, and it comes back on after I do all that, I'll have to do a little more investigating. But well, for now, my code is cleared. It'll probably pop back soon enough. But I suppose in a few weeks, once I get a little cash together, maybe a month, I don't know when I'll get to it, but I'll do that, and you'll get to see an intake manifold gasket replacement, and I'll probably do the shocks, the rear shocks, probably at the same time. I should have enough money saved up by then. Yeah, but that's about it, I think. That little scanner has come in handy more than once. Well, winter, I think you've worn out your welcome. Go away already. It's April 20th. But I'm out here anyway, in the the Park Avenue here, and I'm going to see if I can get this fuel gauge to read right. When my brother bought it, that needle was all the way wrapped around, and he got curious and he stuck a paper clip in this little tiny hole in the dash and pushed the button behind it, and the needle sprung back to wherever it went, and it sort of worked. But now, even if you've got a full tank of gas, it only reads to 3/4 and then goes down from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, I've got a full tank of gas in it now, I'm going to see if that's some sort of a fuel gauge reset that'll bring it back to full, or tell it where full is. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the key on. I'm going to push that button and see if it snaps back. And if it doesn't, it's no big deal. I'm not going to get too crazy with fixing this. I'm just curious to see what exactly that button does, and if it's what I think it is. So we'll see if we can hit that button from here. See if it resets anything. Well, I don't see it doing much. Maybe I'm not hitting it right or something. Come on. Well, it didn't send it back all the way to full. It's a little bit higher now. Maybe that's just a fuel stop. I don't know. Try it with the key off, maybe. Come on. Little button. Huh. I don't know what that thing does. It doesn't quite read full. Maybe it's got to be running. I'll fire it up, and then I suppose I'll I'll read in the manual and see what it does. But seem to do much of anything with the gauge now. But it is reading higher than it used to. It used to only read right at the 3/4 line. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up the owner's manual and see if that says anything about it. Well, I've managed to sort of recreate what this car looked like when my brother got it. And this is actually a pretty common problem. And I'm wondering if this didn't happen before and somebody drilled that hole in there to get this out. But I want to show you how to fix it. And I think my brother, all he did was push that little button in, but I'm thinking maybe he lied to me. But I'm going to see if I can't get it to spin around. There we go. So if you have that hole, or you can drill a hole, you can get it to read, but for some reason mine's still not reading full. So I'm going to play with it a little bit and see if I can find a way to get it to read accurately. But if your gauge spins around all the way like that and pegs out on the bottom side of that stop, which I think that's all it is, I don't think it's actually a button. I think somebody drilled this so they could do that. If that happens to you, you can just put a hole in here or take the whole cluster out, or there's a magnet trick, I guess. You can spin the needle with that, but this hole works real nice for that. So I'm going to play with it a little more, but if that ever happens to you, I would just put a hole in there. It's a lot easier than taking the cluster out.